Have you ever wondered why adversity seems to follow you like a shadow? It's a question that has likely crossed your mind on more than one occasion. It seems that no matter where we go or what we do, adversity is always there, waiting in the wings. But have you ever stopped to consider that perhaps adversity isn't the enemy we often make it out to be? That it might just be a catalyst, a force that propels us forward, shaping us into stronger, more resilient individuals. Every one of us has faced adversity in one form or another. It's a universal experience, as inescapable as the air we breathe. It's also an incredible teacher, offering us invaluable lessons about perseverance, resilience, and the power of a positive mindset. Well, today I'll share my personal journey of overcoming adversity, in hopes of inspiring you to do the same. As a young boy, I had my fair share of challenges. My life wasn't a smooth sail in calm waters. It was more like a tiny boat navigating a stormy sea, and I was the inexperienced sailor. I grew up in a small town, where opportunities were as scarce as rain in a desert. My family was always struggling to make ends meet. Each day was a battle, not for victory but for survival. I remember sitting on the floor of our humble home, studying under the dim light of a single bulb, dreaming of a brighter future. I faced setbacks in my education, hurdles that seemed insurmountable at the time. We didn't have the luxury of private tutors or fancy resources. All I had were my books, my will, and a burning desire to break free from the chains of poverty. And then, there were health struggles. I was a frail child, often falling prey to sickness. Each bout of illness was a blow, not just to my body, but to my spirit. I remember lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of my dreams pressing down on me, wondering if I would ever get the chance to chase them. But it wasn't just my personal adversities. I witnessed the struggles of those around me, my parents, my siblings. I saw their sacrifices, their silent battles, the lines of worry etched on their faces. I felt their pain, their hope, their resilience. It was hard, yes, but it was also a powerful lesson. It taught me the true meaning of strength, of perseverance, of love. These experiences, these challenges, they were my teachers. They taught me about life, about struggle, about the power of hope and resilience. They made me question, they made me seek, they made me grow. Those were tough times, but they were just the beginning of my journey. As I navigated through the stormy seas of my early life, I started to realize that the power to change my circumstances, to overcome my adversities, was within me. And with this realization, my journey truly began. As I grew older, the challenges grew with me like vines that clung to the walls of my life. Adolescence was a whirlwind of emotions and uncertainties, a mountain that seemed too steep to climb. I faced academic pressures, personal insecurities, and the daunting task of figuring out who I was and who I wanted to become. I found myself in a labyrinth of adversity, where every turn seemed to lead to another dead end. There were times when I felt like I was sinking, the weight of the world pressing down on my shoulders. But I learned to tread water, to keep my head above the waves. I found solace in books, in music, in the quiet moments of solitude where I could gather my thoughts and steady my breath. Early adulthood brought its own set of challenges. The safety net of adolescence was gone, replaced with the cold, hard reality of responsibility and independence. I grappled with financial difficulties, the pressures of a demanding job, and the complexities of relationships. During this time, I stumbled upon a variety of coping mechanisms. Some were beneficial, like meditation and regular exercise, while others were merely temporary escapes that did more harm than good. It was a process of trial and error, of learning what worked for me and what didn't. But through it all, I held on to hope, like a lifeline in the midst of a storm. I realized that the struggles I faced were not unique to me. Everyone has their own mountains to climb, their own adversities to overcome. And while the journey may be difficult, the view from the top makes it all worthwhile. The climb was steep, and there were times when I slipped, when I thought I couldn't go on, but with each step, each struggle, I grew stronger. I learned to embrace adversity, to see it not as a roadblock but as a stepping stone towards growth. It was an uphill battle, but I learned something valuable. Adversity is not a death sentence. It is a call to rise, to conquer, to stand tall in the face of challenge and say, I am stronger than this. I can overcome. Then, something clicked. That was the moment everything started to shift. It was like a light bulb had switched on, illuminating the path I'd been stumbling along in the dark. This realization wasn't an overnight miracle, no. It was the result of a gradual process, a series of small steps and decisions that ultimately led to a profound transformation. I began to understand that adversity wasn't something to be feared or avoided, but rather an opportunity for growth, a challenge to be embraced. The turning point came when I realized I had been approaching my adversities all wrong. I had been trying to fight them, to resist them, to push them away. But this was a battle I could never win, because the more I fought, the stronger they seemed to become. So I decided to change my strategy. Instead of resisting, I started accepting. I acknowledged the adversities in my life, accepted them as part of my journey. This acceptance didn't mean I was giving up or admitting defeat. Rather, it was about understanding that these obstacles were not roadblocks, but stepping stones on my path to personal growth. I also realized that my mindset was crucial. I had been viewing my adversities as negatives, as things that were holding me back. But what if I could shift my perspective? What if I could see these challenges not as setbacks but as opportunities? Opportunities to learn, to grow, to become a stronger and more resilient individual. Once I embraced this new perspective, everything changed. The adversities didn't disappear, but they no longer seemed insurmountable. I was no longer a victim of my circumstances, but an active participant in my own journey. I found strength I didn't know I had, resilience I didn't know I possessed. And that's when the real transformation began, when I stopped seeing adversity as an enemy and started seeing it as a teacher. When I stopped resisting and started accepting, when I stopped being a victim and started being a survivor. That was when I truly started overcoming adversity. The question then becomes, how did I start overcoming adversity? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't an overnight transformation. It was a journey, a series of steps I took, each one leading me closer to resilience and growth. The first strategy I employed was embracing resilience. Resilience, as they say, is not about avoiding the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. I learned to bounce back, to rise each time I fell. I understood that setbacks are not the end of the world, but rather opportunities for growth, for learning, for becoming stronger. Next, I realized the importance of seeking support. We often underestimate the power of a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring. All of these have the potential to turn a life around. I reached out to family, friends, mentors, even professional help when I needed it. I understood that it's okay to ask for help, that it doesn't make me weak but rather brave, for it takes courage to admit when we are struggling. Another strategy I used was maintaining a positive mindset. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring the reality of the situation or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means focusing on the good, no matter how small, and believing in the possibility of a better tomorrow. It means waking up each day with the intention of taking one step, no matter how small, towards overcoming the challenges. I also found solace in self-care. I learned to prioritize my mental and physical health. I understood that I can't pour from an empty cup. I need to take care of myself first before I can help others or tackle my problems. Lastly, but most importantly, I embraced the power of perseverance. We all have heard the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. I realized the truth in these words. I understood that success is not about never failing, but about getting up each time we fall. It's about not giving up, not letting our struggles define us. And through all this, I discovered that the key to overcoming adversity wasn't in some self-help book or a motivational seminar. It wasn't in the advice of others or in searching for external solutions. The key to overcoming adversity was in my hands all along. It was in my mindset, my attitude, my resilience, my willingness to seek help, my dedication to self-care, and my unwavering perseverance. Remember, we all have the power to overcome adversity. It's not about the size of the challenge, but the strength of our response. It's about finding the courage to face our fears, to step out of our comfort zones, to keep going even when the going gets tough. The key to overcoming adversity was in my hands all along. Each challenge taught me something valuable, imparting lessons that have shaped my character and fortified my spirit. Throughout my journey, I've come to understand that adversity isn't an insurmountable wall, but a mountain to climb. And with each step, you gain a wider perspective, a deeper understanding, a stronger resolve. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that fear and doubt are not signs of weakness, but indicators of growth. They are the uncomfortable symptoms of stepping out of your comfort zone, of pushing boundaries, of daring to dream bigger. The fear doesn't mean you're not brave enough, it means you're on the brink of something important, something transformational. I've also realized that resilience isn't just about enduring hardships. It's about transforming them into stepping stones. It's about harnessing the energy of your struggles to propel you forward, to fuel your journey towards triumph. It's about turning your wounds into wisdom, your pain into power. Another invaluable lesson is the power of perspective. When we're in the midst of adversity, it's easy to get lost in the storm. But once we shift our focus from the problem to the potential, from the chaos to the clarity, we begin to see not just the dark clouds, but the silver linings. We begin to see not just the adversity, but the opportunity for growth, for transformation, for breakthroughs. And perhaps the most important lesson I've learned is that we are so much stronger than we know. We have an incredible ability to adapt, to overcome, to rise above. Our spirit is indomitable, our resilience is limitless, and our potential is boundless. We are not defined by our circumstances, but by our response to them. Adversity has taught me more about myself than any success ever could. It has shown me my strength, my resilience, my courage. It has shown me that I am capable of more than I ever imagined. It has shown me that I am not just a survivor, but a fighter, a conqueror. And if I can conquer my adversities, so can you. If you're facing adversity right now, know this. You have within you an incredible strength. It's a resilience that you perhaps never knew you had until the moment you needed it most. It's an inner light that can guide you through the darkest of nights and lead you back to a place of hope. When you're in the thick of it, when the storm is raging around you, it's easy to feel isolated, to feel overwhelmed. But remember, you're not alone. Each one of us has faced our own mountains, our own storms, and each one of us has the capacity to rise above, to find our way through. Adversity, as harsh as it may be, is not a dead end, but a detour. It's a chance to learn, to grow, to become stronger. It's an opportunity to discover who we truly are and what we are capable of. It's a journey that can lead us to become the best versions of ourselves. There's no denying the pain, the struggle, the sleepless nights, but there's also no denying the potential for growth, the opportunity for learning, the capacity for change. With each challenge we face, we gain a little more wisdom, a little more strength, a little more resilience. So hold steadfast in the face of adversity. Embrace the challenge as an opportunity for growth. Keep your eyes on the horizon and your feet moving forward. And remember, it's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. Lean on the support of those who love you, draw upon the lessons from those who have walked this path before you. Practice self-care and kindness, not just to others but to yourself. Because you are your own best ally in this journey. Let your adversity be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Let it be a catalyst for change, a spark for transformation. Let it be a testament to your strength, your resilience, your courage. And so, no matter how deep the valley, no matter how steep the climb, know that you have within you the strength to overcome, to rise, to thrive. No matter what you're facing, remember, you have the power to overcome. My journey was not easy, but it was worth it. It's a testament to the power of resilience and the strength of the human spirit. We've traversed the peaks and valleys of my personal story, a story marked by adversity, yet defined by overcoming. We've explored the power of questions and how they guided my journey. We've ascended the climbing mountain of challenges, and we've faced the realizations that came with it. Together, we've navigated the strategies for overcoming, from seeking support to practicing self-care, to drawing inspiration from others. We've reflected on the lessons learned, the growth achieved, and the person I've become. This story was shared not to evoke sympathy, but to inspire resilience. To show you that, in the face of adversity, you are far stronger than you think. And to remind you that the human spirit is indomitable. Remember that adversity is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone towards a stronger you.